Hello, hello. Well, welcome to the kids' room here at Northminster. My name is Bradley. I think you know that by now, hopefully, unless you're new with us. And this is our kids' room. Really, it's just the doorway to the kids' room, but we'll be in there in just a second. I wanted to do something so that we stay connected here on video, and I wanted to show, first of all of you something really cool. And then I wanted to show your parents and the adults of Northminster Presbyterian some of the really great work you guys have been doing in this room and some of the other rooms. Okay? So first of all, I want to show you something that I think is just great. I love these. Do you know what this is? Have you seen one of these before? Does it look familiar? Well, it's okay if it doesn't. This one's a little bit different, but this is a microphone. Good job. Yeah. Do you know how a microphone works? Let me show you. So you can talk into a microphone like this. Talk, 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 talk. And the sound goes out of my mouth into the microphone. And all this squishy stuff here, can you see how it squishes? That keeps all the sound that we don't want out. So it's just what I want to go into it. And it goes doot, 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 all the way down here into this box, into this bendy wire. I think the bendy wire on this one's really cool. And the sound goes down and spirals around really, really fast and comes out this metal tip. And we put that into a computer or a camera or a phone or anything that we know can get the sound to you. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is that we're using microphones a lot the next couple of weeks, and we're using them to talk to you. It's a really neat way that we get to stay connected. It's a really neat way that we get to share what's going on here with what's going on right there in your home. Isn't that great? I've got a microphone in front of me that we're using too that's really cool, and you should ask me to show it to you sometime. All right, so let's thank God for microphones. We have microphones here that we'll be sharing with you at the church. We have microphones on our phone. They're on your computers at home. And with permission from your parents, you can use them to talk to other people at the church too. All right, I think that's really neat. And I wanted to show you that first. Now, the other thing I want to show is all the adults. The kids here have been knocking it out of the proverbial park. They have been putting some really cool crafts together and showing us how much they've learned. And I want to show you some of the stuff that they've done here in this room, in the Tots room. I want to show you some of the stuff they've done all the way down the hall in the kids' room. And then even as a special treat, I don't know if any youth are watching, but they did something really cool a couple weeks ago that I want to show you too. Okay? But first of all, let's go over here. We got something really neat that I think everybody's going to like that you guys have done. Okay? Okay. Here we are. Now, you guys, if you've been in the Tots room, you have seen this beautiful tree that we keep over by the window. This is our Lenten tree. Now, our adults may not know what we've been doing in here with this tree, but it's something really cool. Each week, with the craft that we make on Sunday morning to learn about the lesson and help us to remember the things Jesus said and the things Jesus taught us, we've been taking those crafts and we've been hanging them on the tree. So I've got the scroll that I made Sunday, and if you don't know what this is, you can watch the service on Sunday morning. We've got it here on our YouTube. And some of you already sent me pictures of your scrolls, and those were really, really cool. Good job on those. And so we're going to go ahead and hang this on our tree. And what this tree represents is us learning about Jesus' sayings and about the things that Jesus said and did leading up to Easter. So this is how we are preparing for Easter here as kids at Northminster. We made, the first week, these hearts that we sewed together. This one is Erickson's. So Erickson, you put this heart together. You sewed it with this red yarn so that it had a little pouch. And then you stuffed something inside it. It looks like it's a Bible verse. And it says, Jesus answered, the scripture says, human beings cannot live on bread alone, but need every word that God speaks. And that was something from our lesson, wasn't it? Yeah. That was when Jesus was tempted by the old tempter, and he answered him back with good sayings from God. That was a really cool lesson. And this was a good way to help us remember it, because we took Jesus' words and we put them into our hearts. And then we hung them on our Lenten tree. Another thing you guys made were these butterflies, and I'm going to show you how to make them again here. Now, these butterflies are really, really neat, I think. Do you remember the lesson for this? It was a really good one too. This was where Jesus told us that people who need help should be helped, and that we're supposed to take care of other people and that we are supposed to spread love in all the ways that we can. And the butterfly helped us remember that, because even though butterflies have lots of things in common, like they all have these antennae, see those little feeler things? And they all have wings, and they all have colors. Their colors are way different. Do you see how different these are from each other? And sometimes those differences can make it hard to get along because they don't work. And so sometimes it can be hard for us to share or to be nice. It can be hard to spread love like Jesus wanted us to. But the butterflies remind us that that's possible and that it's beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys how to make those again, and I'm going to show you mine. This was the one that I made. This one, these are really, really good. You guys did such a good job on these butterflies. So this is the one I made, and it's in a cocoon. It says Mr. Bradley's butterfly on it. The reason I put mine in a cocoon is that for Lent, some of these crafts that we made can be hidden, like the scroll can be rolled up, the words can be put into the heart, and the butterflies can be put in cocoons. And we hang them up there during Lent. And then on Easter Sunday, we can open them up, and the butterfly can be all colorful and bright to help us celebrate Easter. And the scroll we can take out and see all that message that's on there. And the hearts, we were going to take out these verses and put them all around. And that will help us celebrate Easter, because Lent, the time we're in right now, like we've talked about, is a time of getting ready for that big party of Easter. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to show you some more crafts that we can put on our Lenten tree, and you can save them up and bring them here when we get to meet again sometime. Or you can make your own Lenten tree at home and talk to your parents about how to do that. They can talk to me too if they need help. Okay? All right. Before we go too far, I do want to show you how to make these butterflies again. Does that sound good? Okay, cool. So we just got to move our Lenten tree out of the way, and we need to get some of our other supplies over here. So we've got markers, we've got some pipe cleaners, we've got some coffee filters, any size will do. These are kind of big, but that's what we've got. And then I am going to work with a water bottle, which hopefully your parents have one. If not, you can just flick water, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then I've got a paper plate. This just is going to help me not make too much of a mess. All right. So what we need to do to make one of these butterflies to remind us to spread love is start with a coffee filter. And then you can just draw all over it. I'm going to draw with markers. You got to use markers or it won't work as well. A good thing to do is to kind of think about the wings in fours. So if we do that like that, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. And I'm going to do each one of them in a different color. So that's my blue. Remember to always put the cap back on. And I'm going to put my red over here. See, that's why I got the plate, because I made a mark. Okay. Green. I don't know if green is your favorite color, but it's one of my favorite colors. I'm going to put it right here. I think that'll look good. The more markers you put on, the cooler this is going to look when we make it spread. So just go to town, and you can draw any kind of design you want. You can go like that. You can go like that around. You can mix colors. Anything you want to do. And then I'm going to take this kind of orangish yellow color right here. All right, so we've got all of our colors on here. I like the color with markers. It's fun. Do you? All right. Now, there you go. All the colors on there. And that's where we need this handy dandy spray bottle. So just take it, spray it nice and good, and then watch what happens. Do you see how the colors kind of start to spread around? They get bigger and thicker. And then up here, where there's red and yellow and green together, they spread together. And that's what reminds us that we get to spread the love of Jesus. All right, so once that dries, Or if you want to play with it while it's wet, you can make the colors run into each other. You can dip it back into other colors. Depends on how much you want to clean up afterward. But if you want to let it dry, you can. And then you just take a pipe cleaner. And you fold it up here around the middle. Do a good twist right there. And then you've got your butterfly with his antenna. Isn't that neat? I think that's really cool. You guys did a really good job on yours. I wonder if you'll make them again. Now, I got my hands all dirty, so you may want to let it dry, but that's up to your parents. Okay, and that's it. There's our butterfly. Now, the next very important thing that we need to do, we've got dirty hands. We need to wash our hands. So let's come over here to the sink real quick. So we got our dirty hands. We need to just turn on the water. We get them nice and wet. Get the soap. And we wash them for 1,000, 2 1,000, 2, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. We got to go for 20 seconds, okay? Can you count to 20? You don't have to go fast. All right. That's good. We didn't get all the marker off, but we got all the germs off. Then you just rinse them real good. Turn off the water. Get yourself something to dry with. And good to go. Okay, we got clean hands. I hope you had fun making butterflies. We are ready to move on to the last thing that we're going to do together today. In the future, I'm going to show you how to make some other crafts, and we'll hang them on our Lenten tree here, and you can save them up like I said, or bring them in next time that we meet, and we can put them on there for you too. Now, the last thing, like I told you before at the beginning, is we're going to go look at some of the things that were done down the hall by the other kids, and then some of the things done down the hall by the youth. Does that sound fun? All right, come on with me. Oh, you're already here. Well, that's faster than I could go down the hall. I thought I was going as fast as I could, but there you are. All right, so this is the kids' club room, as many of you know, and I want to show you something that they made a couple weeks ago that was really cool. They were studying the Lord's Prayer, and what they learned is that hands, like these that we just washed, are for helping. All right, so they made something really cool that I think you'll like to see. So let's look over here. All right, so these are our helping hands. So what we did was we cut these out like we said, and then we wrote the name of somebody and a way that they could be helped. So Julie needed help because she was going to the doctor. Then up here we got Bob, needed help. He was driving to Wisconsin, so we could pray for him. We got Martha, fixing lampshade. Looks like that one says love everyone. What else do we have? This one down here looks like somebody was unpacking some books. A baby pizza shower. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds fun. All right, what else do we have? Oh, interesting. This one says we're going to help Erickson by giving him hugs. I like that one. I hope that's something that happened. This one here says we're going to help Robin. Looks like hang pictures. That's neat. We should definitely do that. All right, so there's a lot of these hands, and we made them and we hung them all up because we wanted to remember that hands are for helping. And so that's something that we did here in the Tots room, in the kids club room. So I hope that this was really cool for you. This is just one of the many things the kids club does. Now, last thing I'm going to show you, and then you can go back to whatever else you've got to do, is something in the youth room. I wonder if any of you have ever actually been in there. It's pretty cool. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the youth room. This is just one wall of the youth room. This, though, is something that they made the other night that I think is super, super cool. We were talking about the Lord's Prayer, like you were in your class probably. And what we figured out is that sometimes these words get really familiar to us, and so we need to make them a little bit different so we have a different understanding of them, so they mean more. So what they did was took the beginning of the Lord's Prayer, which is Our Father who art in heaven, and they made this side say Our Father in heaven, and then they cut out and they drew pictures that they thought made up a good father. So each of these pictures has something that's a good father or a good parent. So like the stairs. You use stairs for stability. They have to be able to hold you, just like God, our father or our mother does. So the next part was as above, so below. And that's not as familiar. But what it means is, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So they summarized it by saying, as above, so below. And they put together a collage, and that's when you have a bunch of little pictures put together into one big one. They put together a collage of things that they thought it would look like on earth if heaven was like earth. Or if earth was like heaven, I guess is the better way to put that. Isn't that neat? So that's just some of the stuff that we have been up to here at Northminster. Our kids, our youth, our adults, you guys all make Northminster Presbyterian Church just one of the best families to be a part of. And I want to thank you for that. And I'm glad that we've got our microphones and our cameras and all these things that help us stay connected. I hope you're really doing well. And I hope that you'll keep in touch with us. So email me, your parents can help you with that. Send me pictures of your crafts, your parents can help you with that too. And just always remember that God loves you, I love you, and we all at Northminster are a family that loves one another.